Yeah, that's me. All right, we about to go. Hey, y'all, we about to go, bro. We about to go, Eric.
What is going on more exciting than a trip to Disney World after winning the Super Bowl? It is the Flex Zone. Here live for our Super Bowl 56 post-game show. The only place giving you sports fellas how you want it.
When you need
When you
it.
need it most.
And what you need right now is that Super Bowl 56 post-game show live on the YouTube, Facebook, and all the social media platforms. I'm the host with the Moist Guys' favorite host, Byron Dixon. And we got a star-studded cast here for a special post-game show. Everybody's here. Even a very, very special guest friend of the program. But bad leadoff, he's back and he's being goofy. What's going on, D?
What's going on, guys? I'm sitting in the bed watching the Olympics. Put me to sleep on the verge of it anyway. But we had a great night.
Past his bedtime.
We had a great night. Super Bowl went the way we all needed here in Baltimore. Thank you, Rams. Thank you, Rams. Yes, we love the Rams. Thank God.
Raj is in the building. What's going on, Raj? I know you're happy about that result.
Bro, I am so pumped right now. I had a great Sunday, man. Great food, paid nothing. Super great halftime show with some of my favorite acts. One of my favorite rappers of all time, Eminem, and Dr. Dre was doing that thing, man. And such a great game, man. Shout out to the Bengals. Shout out to the Rams. Epic game. But God damn it, I'm so happy because the Rams won. Yes. So yes, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful day.
The voice of reason, captain of the goofy ship, Cravante Bay, was crown included. And did you hit on your bets?
Oh, Crown is always included, and I broke even. Let's just say that.
It's next, brother. I'm
Yeah.
trying to see his shirt. I can't because of the layout, so I hope he puts it in the camera. It looks like he has a cap. Oh, of course, a cap shirt. He might be in a documentary, but this man always takes a stand. Drizzy Dre, the head of the Flex Zone table. What's up, brother?
Hey, just trying to tell you, brothers. I lagged. You the ones. Let's go.
I'll get to you in a second because we need that drop. And the man of the hour, the host with the moist today, because it's at his spot. The man himself, the number one Patriots fan I know, Boston's finest. The man always celebrating Black History. Your favorite actor's favorite actor. Give it up for Shane Hector in the building. What's up, Shane?
What's popping? Back at it again, man.
Did you lose your voice, man? Because every year I know you're usually screaming at the TV about something.
Yeah, I lost my voice again at this.
Hey, man, make sure you tell your mother, give a big hug and a kiss for me. Tell her I said hello, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's get straight to it. I mean, Super Bowl 56, we all watched it. Rams beat the Bengals 23-20. Let's go down some numbers real quick. Matthew Stafford, 26 of 40, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns. And like we predicted on the show Monday, he had 2 picks. And of course, receiving wise, the MVP, Cooper Kupp, 8 receptions, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. And for the Bengals, Joe Beasy, 22 of 33, 263, 1 touchdown. And receiving wise, T. Higgins, 4 for 100, 2 touchdowns. And Jamar Chase, just 5 for 89. D, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on the game and the result?
Well, first of all, the game was great. Props out to the Bengals. We didn't want them to win up here in AFC Northland, but hey, you got to get them done, man. They got it done this year, but they lost tonight. The Rams defensive line outpowered that sorry offensive line that the Bengals got. It was great. It was a little questionable with some of the Bengals' decision making at the end of the game, running the ball up the middle on third down. Kind of dumb. Penalties that went up and down. The roughing hadn't been the best in the NFL in general this year, but that being said, we all got the result we wanted, baby. Thank you, Rams. Thank you.
Go ahead, Raj.
Hey man, Great game. Odell, I felt bad for him at the beginning. I'm not sure what's going on with his knee. He probably tore his ACL again. But at least he was able to get a touchdown pass, and he made an impact on the game. Also, Joe Burrow played okay. He got sacked a lot, but that comes with the job. But I think the turning point of this whole game was them pissing off Aaron Donald. That was a terrible mistake. They should have never done that. As soon as they started doing that, that's when Joe Burrow started being on his back for the whole second half of the game. And yeah, man, that was the turning point in the game. The Bengals was trying to do what they did these whole playoffs, and steal it at the end. But Cooper Kupp, man, he did his thing tonight, man. He is an awesome wide receiver. He definitely shows you why he's a top number one in this game, and he made some very, very clutch catches. Matthew Stafford did his thing as well. Yeah, he had a couple of picks. Yeah, he wasn't perfect tonight, but when the game mattered the most, he definitely went out there and did his thing. So, hats off to him. Hats off to the LA Rams. They definitely deserved this Super Bowl. It was pretty much an all LA's Super Bowl, of course, with the acts that was out there, the crowd, and all the celebrities that came to the game, LeBron and them, Jay-Z, and a host of other guys. But yeah, man, Joe Burrow and them, they are a very scary team. They could have definitely stole this game tonight, but they couldn't they didn't get the job done. So yeah, hats off to the Rams, man. I think the Bengals will be back. Maybe not next year, but they definitely gonna keep coming because they're gonna fix that offensive line. But yeah, man, it was a really, really good game, a really great Sunday. And I can't, and it's gonna suck that football is gonna be gone. But the draft will be coming up soon, so I'll be looking forward to that.
Go ahead, Cavante. Go ahead down the line, my brother.
Cavante, you on mute? You on mute, man?
Yo, can you hear me?
There we go. We got you now.
I think the Bengals know exactly what they need to do for the draft, free agency, and its offseason. Address the offensive line. That's it. Address the offensive line, and they'll always be they'll always be in contention for the AFC Championship at the very least, because they have all the tools to just that offensive line eventually, and they actually played pretty well in the beginning, but just as time went on, Von Miller, Aaron Donald kept coming, and it eventually got overwhelming. And then I think Von Miller had 2 sacks today, so somebody's going to get off. So I think they know exactly what they have to do. Yeah, they the second half, the Rams really locked in the second half, and Joe Shiesty and them couldn't do enough. Just couldn't do enough. And I don't know what it is about Von Miller and almost sacking quarterbacks, making them forget how to throw the ball on the last play. But he did it again. But very well deserved by everybody. Odell Beckham, Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford. The whole city of LA won tonight, and it was well deserved. Well deserved. And Burrow's young. They will make noise at a later time. And also, shout out to Sean McVay, getting to 2 Super Bowls in 5 years and finally breaking through. He finally separated himself from Kyle Shanahan.
Shane, I'm gonna go to you before I go to Dre. 5 is reasons. You'll see in a second. Go ahead, Shane.
This is a very sad day for America. Very
Come
sad
on,
day for
Shane.
America.
Come on.
A lot of people were saying that the Rams deserve to win the Super Bowl. No, they didn't deserve deserve anything. You have to earn it. This is football. I'm tired of people saying that. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it. Unfortunately, what I've seen today was the Rams definitely wanted to earn this win more than the Bengals did. Here's why. Part of the problem that I noticed all game, and unfortunately the Bengals didn't fix this problem even last game and the game before that. They did not fix the offensive line issues that almost cost them games before. And if everybody goes back to the Titans game, when Joe Burrow's getting sacked left and right, you cannot keep relying on your quarterback to bail you out of games. It just doesn't work. Even the great Tom Brady, we've seen this many times. You saw in the Eagles Super Bowl, we thought he could bail us out. Obviously, the strip sack is what ended the Super Bowl. And I think that part of the problem is in this game, Burrow was sacked, 7 times? It was utterly kind of ridiculous. 7 times. I mean, and then Aaron Donald, it seems like whenever he starts getting hurries, he starts causing some issues. And once he starts causing issues, and this is another thing that really was bothering me. Why in God's name did the Bengals leave Aaron Donald one-on-one with a guard or one-on-one with a center? You cannot do that with Aaron Donald. You can get away with it with Von Miller. You could possibly get away with it with Leonard Floyd, but you cannot get away with that with Aaron Donald. There was a reason why in the first half he was having a hard time getting to the quarterback. He didn't start getting to the quarterback until they started single covering him with a guard or center. It just does not work. And then the other thing is they started having to do some trick schemes on the D-line. They had to start doing some stunts. They had to start doing some stunts and twists. And because of those stunts and twists, it started confusing the offensive line. And then next thing you know, Joe Burrow started making mistakes. And it wasn't really so much his fault. It's just mainly because his offensive line didn't protect him. And, we're on to 2022. We're obviously going to see the draft. And if I'm the Bengals, the first draft, that 31st pick in the first round, it better be an O-lineman. Because if it's anything other than that, I don't know what you're doing. But good win by the Rams. Hats off to Cooper Kupp. I mean, he was balling all year, and I mean, he deserved to get MVP. He is MVP of this game. I mean, that dude, that's a bad white boy. That's a bad white boy.
I agree, Shane. Couldn't have said it better myself. Dre, I went to you last because for the past few years you've been riding with this team. And if you want to show the people at home your shirt, feel free. But the floor is yours, brother. You know what to do.
Well, you already know what time it is. I know it's late, but I'm still going to do it. I tried to tell you all year. I tried to tell you a couple of times. But the Rams! I tried to tell you. I already knew what it was. This team, it just seems like it was just destined for them to just make this move. I mean, all the chips, like I said, they put it all in. I mean, getting Von Miller, making the trade for Matthew Stafford, bringing Odell Beckham Jr. in there. They did what they needed to do, and it paid off. They got a world championship out of it. Even if this is just the one, they at least got something out of the deal, and it paid off for them. Cooper Kupp, I mean, hats off to him. Deserved the MVP. I mean, especially after Odell went down and it was looking like the offense was a little bleak. But then to come back also with Aaron Donald, it was just fitting for him to just make the play to seal the deal. So I'm just happy, especially for the Rams right now. Back-to-back years, we've had the home team in the playoffs, and they won the Super Bowl. I don't know if we'll make it 3 years in a row, but definitely for the NFL right now, that was a good look, especially with Tampa Bay. Now you get LA in the mix, a big market city. So this is a big win, not only for the NFL, but also just for the city of Los Angeles too, because for them, like I said, to get winning championships back. I mean, you've had the Lakers recently win, you've had the Dodgers recently win, and now you've had the Rams. So everybody's winning right now. So shout out to like I said, shout out to the West Coast, but I mean, they're really winning right now. And then also we had a great halftime show as well. So I think this was a great Super Bowl. It was a close game, and it was an engaging game. Unfortunately, we did have the injury, like I said, with Odell Beckham Jr. in there, but at least he got his ring as well. and it's not a good look for Baker Mayfield. We'll talk about that later on, with our future episodes coming up. But it's a lot of scenarios and a lot of storylines coming out of this, not only this Super Bowl, but this NFL season to come.
Real quick, Dre, it won't be 3 years in a row because the Super Bowl is in Arizona. And if you look at what's going on in Arizona, it is extremely goofy. And I'm willing to bet it will not be a home team playing in the Super Bowl next year. But we'll talk about that in the weeks and months to come. But
You're right.
Dre, you talked about Cooper Kupp as MVP. Even The Rock, shout out to Raj for mentioning that. The Rock was in the building. Did you like seeing The Rock? And do you think Cooper Kupp should have been MVP?
Oh, of course, I like seeing The Rock in the building. That told me that.
So are we going to see The Rock 2 years in a row in LA? You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
that's what Raj. I don't know if you feel it, but I think I'm smelling what The Rock is cooking, man.
Oh, I smell it, brother. I smell it.
I smell an ass whooping from the tribal chief coming up next year too, but or we the ones, right? But I think Cooper Kupp. It was a toss up to me between Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald. Yes, Aaron Donald made the play, but honestly, if it wasn't for Cooper Kupp, the Rams don't win the Super Bowl. Because when Odell went down, Cooper Kupp just couldn't be stopped. And I really thought that was like such an easy game plan to be like, okay, if Odell is not out there, then we'll just go after Cooper Kupp, because it seemed like they just kept force-feeding Cooper Kupp, but they couldn't stop him. And he just kept making play after play after play to keep them engaged and keep them in the ball game. I thought that, similar to what the Bengals, I thought it would be kind of you double chase, but then your other receivers, like you can just kind of have man coverage on them. And I thought that would have been the game plan right here with Cooper Kupp. I thought that Odell, you can either double Odell or you can double Cooper, and then the other receiver you'll have one-on-one coverage with them, especially because Jalen Ramsey was like for the Bengals side, Jalen Ramsey was getting beat out there. So I think that with the Rams, yes, he deserved this MVP, and he's the one who helped them, like I said, win it. Because if it wasn't for Cooper Kupp, we're not talking about the Los Angeles Rams as Super Bowl champions.
I'm gonna go to your brother in the building with you, Shane. You said that's a bad white boy. It's not often we say that at the wide receiver position.
Look, Cooper Kupp, I will say this about him, and I know a lot of people are going to think I'm crazy. Cooper Kupp is the receiver that we wanted Julian Edelman to be. Straight like that. I love Julian Edelman to death. Everybody knows me who I'm a diehard Pats fan, but let's just be honest. Cooper Kupp is the receiver that we all wanted Julian Edelman to be. And Cooper Kupp, I watched him all year. And the reason why I'm even more happy for Cooper Kupp getting MVP is because Coop had battled through injuries in the past. Because little do everybody realize he was injured last year, and I think he was injured the year before that. But the guy was just battling. He kept battling, and they know the impact that he had on the game. And then when it came to this season, I literally seen arguably the best statistical year I have seen any receiver ever played in a long time. The only other receiver, obviously, we've seen make those kind of plays was Megatron, and then for him to be phenomenal in the playoffs, then go to the Super Bowl, finish with 8 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I believe he was targeted, I think, like 9 or 10 times. I think that tells me exactly the kind of receiver that Cooper Kupp is. And the NFC West is on notice. The NFC West is on notice because, the 49ers are looking like they're going to trade Jimmy. That's obvious. Kyler's unhappy in Arizona. And then Russ, we don't know what his future is going to be.
Well, Shane, we saw Russ politicking.
Come on to the Commanders.
You saw him sitting next to Goodell trying to sugar for the trade. He's trying to sugar for the trade. His wife said he needs a trade, so he had to talk to the big boss.
Yeah, and I think all I got to say is this, man. I think the NFC West is going to belong to the Rams for quite some time. I mean, because we don't know what we're going to see in Trey Lance. We don't know what we're going to see in Trey Lance And Kyler Murray, like I said, we don't know what his situation is going to be like in Seattle. Well, we already know what's going on over there. That situation is dead. And for Cooper Kupp, at this point, I'm like, all right, let's run it back. Let's run it back. Why not?
They definitely should be the favorites in the NFC. I agree. Let me go to D real quick, then I'll go to Cravante right after.
No props to Cooper Kupp, man. He's had a great year. I think him and Julian are a different type of receivers, but with Cooper, they use his skills really well. I mean, granted, a lot of people don't talk about it. Woods was hurting this during the year. No Big B in this game tonight. Odell getting hurt during the contest. So the Rams went through a lot in their receiving core, man. Cooper Kupp still was able to keep it together, man. So props to him. He's going to have a long future with them, and he about to get paid the money, the dollar bill.
You're right about that. Go ahead, Cravante.
Cooper Kupp might have been the best player of the year this year, man. Like, if we're including the regular season and the playoffs. Oh, my mom's still up. Oh, that's what's up. I'm glad you enjoyed the halftime show, Mom. We was over here doing the Mary J. Blige dance and all that good stuff.
Yes, we will be talking about the halftime in a few seconds, so stay tuned. But go ahead, Cravante.
For sure. Cooper Kupp probably was the best player in all of football this year, at least at the very least on the offensive side of the ball. Having a triple crown, yards, touchdown, catches. And when the playoffs started, he just continued and continued and continued. And in the biggest game of them all, he scored twice. He was definitely the most. I mean, after I told y'all about Matthew Stafford, he tried to throw this game away. He was trying to, but Cooper Kupp would not let him. Cooper Kupp would not let him. And he definitely showed up and showed out, and he deserves everything that's coming to him in the near future. Now, to Shane's point, I don't think they're gonna be able to run this back because they got a lot of free agents and it's a lot of money. You know how it is when champions, when folks win championships, that money gotta get spread around, and it's a lot of guys that's on rentals. So you can't pay everybody. So running it back will be tough, but they're at the very least gonna run that division for sure. Because Seattle's in shambles because I think Russell Wilson's up out of there. Kyler Murray in Arizona's not looking out of eye, and the 49ers, you got a new guy, Trey Lance. So we don't know what that's going to look like. So the Rams may be the Rams division moving forward, but I mean, this was a outstanding win. Cooper Kupp deserves it all.
Real quick, Shane, you must address Cravante now as Commander Cravante. You know why. CC. Go ahead, Raj. And you give him a salute.
Oh,
That's right.
God.
You got to salute the commander, giving his thoughts about Cooper Kupp. But this brother, man, had, like I said before, he had a great game. 92 yards, 8 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Kept his team in the football game. Kept Matthew Stafford with at least one weapon to throw to consistently. And was able to come away and get it done in one of the most crucial moments in a Super Bowl. So, I mean, this brother right here, I know Shane said he wished that Julian Edelman was as like Cooper Kupp was, but I'm gonna say this. I wish Marquise Brown is like Cooper Kupp, man. That's what I wish. I wish Marquise Brown had that kind of dog in him like Cooper Kupp has, man. I think that's what the Ravens need.
Wait. And also, I think we're not gonna act like Julian Edelman wasn't really damn good.
Oh no, he was a great wide receiver.
Act like that.
He was cool, but Cooper Kupp on another level, man. He's one of the best wide receivers in all of football.
That's crazy,
and that's saying something for him. But I'm just saying, man. Us Ravens need guys like that on our team, dogs that can help Lamar Jackson out.
I hate all of y'all,
but yeah, man. Cooper Kupp definitely deserves to be the MVP of this game. It could have went to Matthew Stafford, but those 2 turnovers I think hurt his chances of winning the MVP. But Cooper Kupp was amazing, man, and I know Odell was so happy, that he was able to come down with that touchdown, man. Because Odell, before he was hurt, I thought he was going to have a big game as well. But, sometimes it just doesn't work like that. And he was still able to come out victorious, even though he's hurt right now. Hopefully it's not a torn ACL. Hopefully he'll be fine. But, like I said before, Cooper Kupp definitely deserves this MVP.
Hey, Jerron, shout out to you, my brother. We see you tapping on with us on YouTube if you can. Rise, let the people know how to keep up with us on YouTube if they're watching this video and what they need to do and how they want if they want to donate also.
Hey, man, if you're watching right now on Facebook, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Flex Zone Podcast on YouTube. We had Engraven on last week. So he was a great, wonderful guest. But yeah, man, if you wanna donate to the YouTube, donate to the Flex Zone. Cash App is right down there. Check us out on YouTube. That's where a lot of our content will be on. Of course, we do Facebook as well because you're watching it on Facebook. But if you want to see all of our content, it's going to definitely be on YouTube. So please tap in with the Flex Zone Podcast on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and definitely hit the bell for notifications because we're going to have more content and definitely we're going to be coming with more heat. So yeah, hit that.
Last thing I wanted to talk about before we get out of here, wouldn't be a post-game show if we didn't touch on the Super Bowl halftime show. And when they announced it about a few months ago, I'm not gonna lie, Raj, I did sound a panda alarm, but I can't even complain, brother. It was a good show.
Yeah, man, it was a wonderful show, man. Like I was saying before, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, and Kendrick, man, they tore the house down. I mean, I was wondering what they was gonna do with that in 13 minutes that they had, but it was well crafted. Some people didn't like it, Some people, like my boy Q, he didn't like it. Don't ask me.
We don't count him. We don't
Q
count.
being Q, but I thought 50 Cent coming out making an appearance was great. I wanted to see the game. I would have loved to see the game and 50 Cent do Hate It or Love It because because Game is from California as well. So, but it is what it is. I can't complain. Seeing Eminem do Lose Yourself was great. Mary J. Blige almost passing out on stage was fantastic. She's probably still wondering if Zeke is okay, which he isn't. But it is what it is. And also, Snoop Dogg, man, he was doing the Crip Walk, man. He was doing his thing, man. It was just beautiful, man. And I knew all the words to every song. I was singing along with it. I mean, I want to see more acts like this in the Super Bowl. And don't get me wrong, the Weeknd to me was great last year because I know the Weeknd's catalog, but I just thought the way it was done was kind of boring. But but going forward, I kind of want to see more combinations of guys. I like to see, maybe Jay-Z with a Nas or Jay-Z with Busta Rhymes or, just some different things instead of just having one act. I think it pretty much definitely keeps everybody on their toes. And it definitely brings out a lot of other people that could be surprises as well. And, with 50 Cent being a surprise, that was cool because even though he look a little bigger now, he's not in shape like he used to be. But that's fine. That's fine.
That boy was looking like $1.
He was looking like $1, but it still was a surprise, and that's what you need for these type of shows. You need surprises, and Dr. Dre definitely has some heat for us. So thank God that he saved the Super Bowl halftime show because I'm not sure where it was going to go at as far as hip hop was concerned, but he's giving me hope, man, that we can see some more old school guys come out and put on a great show, especially with some more R&B guys as well. Who knows? We might get Guy. We might get Blackstreet. We might get Boys the Men. We might get something. Drew Hill. You never know. We might get something that's even better than what we're getting. With this Dr. Dre Snoop Dogg thing coming, but. I enjoyed the halftime show. It was great. It was great for me.
Go ahead, Shane. I'm gonna go to you, Shane. What's your thoughts on the halftime show?
No, I'm just kidding. Great halftime show. Great halftime show. It was great to see the West Coast in full effect today. I think that they were able to capture a lot of, you know, what the West Coast is about, Dr. Dre, Snoop, the legends, that we've seen throughout time, what Dr. Dre's produced, during our time. And then, I think the even better thing was to bring out Eminem and then some of the new dogs, like Kendrick, onto the stage. And then, it's all coming to light in light of the fact that Snoop Dogg just bought Death Row Records. So, and that's, and I think that that's kind of huge to have all of these huge names on this stage. And I think that, the halftime show was pretty good. I don't think we've seen this many headliners in a particular halftime show before. Not 5 or 6, 7 big names, that are all legends within their own right on the same, stage. We're used to seeing like one, maybe two artists, not 7, and it's kind of ironic because Joe Burrow got sacked 7 times. So there's that.
Go ahead, D.
All right, guys. Yeah, it was fun, man. Halftime show was cool. It was funny enough. They was just going on from the Olympics to California Love, actually. So that was pretty cool to hear that too. But Tupac was in the building in spirit. It was great. My man Anderson Paak was on them drums doing "Lose Yourself." That was great. There was a lot of people. The rap gang definitely hooked up. To Roger's point, I do like when they do the combinations of genres too, man. We had Black Eyed Peas years back. We had Red Hot Chili Peppers and Bruno Mars some years ago, man. It's always good to see them compilations, same genre or even different genres merging together, man. So Super Bowl's on that right path. Keep it going, guys. Doing good. Some of the commercials was great too. I know we'll talk about them in a moment, but overall, it was a good night. Good night for LA. We can just get the Lakers back in gear. We'll be good to go.
No.
Cravante, what was Mary doing
No,
up
D,
there,
you're
man?
asking for a lot. Stop.
I am, because the bastard from Akron can't hit his free throws.
Hey, he was at the game,
Hey,
D.
man,
All shined up, drinking wine.
Well, I'm glad. Well, yeah, he wanted
was in
to
the
drink wine. He said that Wednesday night when they lost to Portland, he wanted to drink some wine. Chop.
He's drinking his sorrows away.
We're gonna need to. There's a lot of them.
Go ahead, Cravante.
Like Shane was saying, I've never seen such a star-studded lineup for 15 minutes ever. And not just that, a lineup that I was actually looking forward to seeing. And then they kind of just threw in 50 Cent too. We haven't heard from Kendrick Lamar in a minute. Dr. Dre, we seen him in the news for other reasons. He came back. Snoop, we see him all over the place. He came through. And then, of course, Eminem, who we haven't seen in quite some time either. Then, 50 Cent looked like 2 50 cent pieces, which equal $1 when he tried to do the go, shorty. You been eating. You know what I'm saying? It was great to see, because specifically that 50 Cent one, that took me back to my childhood. That was my first album that I ever owned, Get Rich or Die Trying. And of course, that was the popping song on that at the time. So that was about 03. So that took me back to my childhood. Matter of fact, all that they were all my childhood. Now I think about it, you know what I'm saying? So it was a real nostalgic feeling, kind of like Raj said. I knew all the words. I was familiar with some of the dance moves with the Crip Walk and the Mary J. Bop. So it was cool. It was fun. We was all over here dancing. We all had a good time. And I feel like halftime shows, we don't get those every year. Usually we look forward to halftime shows. And this was the first time in a long time where I was legit looking forward to the halftime show. Nobody left. Nobody went to re-up on food or nothing like that. Everybody was like, oh snap, Snoop Dogg. Oh yes, Dre, here we go. Run it up. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I look forward to it. I was skeptical, Byron, like you were saying, I was a little skeptical, because I was like, this might be a little too hood for I know it's LA and all that, but I was like, it might be a little too hood, but it was perfect. It ended up being perfect, and I loved it. And I hope this could create some momentum for better halftime shows moving forward.
Dre, go ahead while I get something for D. I gotta show him, but go ahead, Dre.
I already said that I love the halftime show. I mean, like Cavante was saying, it really took you back to days where we grew up watching hip hop. I mean, to see 50 Cent in there, LeBron, man. It was like
It looks
Rod
good,
was
man.
saying that even though 50 Cent isn't from LA, it was good seeing him apart with his connection with Dr. Dre and Eminem. Raj, I was hoping that also Game would be there too, being that he is from that area. I was hoping that Ice Cube would be there, but they said because of the vaccine, Ice Cube couldn't be in attendance. But I mean, Eminem did his thing, and there's going to be now some controversy about him taking the knee in honor of Kaepernick. There's Mary J. I saw Cavante doing the Mary Bop, so it was it was good seeing Monet Tejada out there. I mean, what Dre and Snoop though? I mean, they did their thing, man. I mean, Kendrick did a good job too, but I mean, you could just tell it was really about Dre and Uncle Snoop, and then Snoop out there, crip walking and whatnot, man. I mean, I really enjoyed this show, and then like we had some comments earlier. They did need more time. I mean, that little bit of time that they had. Y'all said it was 13 minutes total. I mean, that can't do them justice because they were, all the songs were so like rushed and everything. I mean, M's got more songs, Mary's got more songs out there. Kendrick, I mean, the amount of catalog between those artists just wasn't enough. I mean, 50. Who knows if they had more time? Maybe Game could have came out there. Who knows? But overall, though, I did enjoy this halftime show, and I think that this is one of the better halftime shows that they had. And I agree as well. And certain people, maybe you could just do them as just the straight headline. But I mean, even when they've had people, it's just that, I mean, you've seen Beyonce bring out like Destiny's Child. So I think that moving forward, they need to consider more collaborations, like you guys said. I mean, and just don't pair anybody. I mean, when you do this, do it right. Like when they had Shakira with J-Lo, that was a good pairing. Bruno and Beyonce was a good pairing. I wasn't sure where Coldplay fit in. It ended up being an actually good halftime show, but when you do these pairings, just don't pair any and everybody together. Make sure that it's like a good mesh, and it's going to be good for everybody. You're not just catering to one audience, but cater to all audiences. And like Rod was saying, if you bring in Backstreet, that's not bad. I mean, this is stuff I grew up on, so I know I can tell. Backstreet, these are songs that I can sing. But you got to think about all generations that are watching the game, from my parents to, like if my grandparents were living, and the generation behind me as well. So the NFL, they've got it right this year, but really think about moving forward about what the direction of the halftime show, what you want it to be. I mean, there's still people out there who I haven't seen perform yet. I would love to see Jay-Z. I still talk about Lil Wayne all the time. Lil Wayne, when they had it in New Orleans, I'm just like, why aren't y'all choosing Lil
Dre, we got to understand Lil Wayne now.
I know he's a little coked up right now, whatever drug he's on right now. I don't know what he's on, but I don't know he's on D.
Now we got to understand.
I'm about to say, and then also throw in the fact that Jay-Z, he's too busy playing politics right now. So,
but I mean, right now, I'm just throwing names out there, D. I mean, people who I would just love to see get a chance to do it.
Well, fellas, before we get out of here, I want to go around to each person, give one takeaway, whether it's commercial, halftime, the game, heading into the off season, and a bold prediction for the 2022 NFL season. I'll start with you, D. Your thoughts on the one takeaway and a bold prediction for the 2022 NFL season, off season, whatever's on your mind.
Takeaways, man. The halftime show was great, of course. Game was good. Commercials was good. Doritos always do a good job with their commercials. That one commercial with the guy being Zeus, that was pretty cool. The Moon Knight commercial. Great show coming up in March. Great show. Bold prediction. The NFC is in transition right now. A lot of older quarterbacks retiring, moving on. Willie Murray's the only young guy for this whole bunch, man. So the NFC is not going to be as, I ain't going to say competitive, but it's not going to be a flashy conference as it's been in recent years, man. The AFC has all the new quarterbacks, the recent storylines. I think they're the conference right now to beat.
Raj, go ahead, Raj.
Repeat that again real quick, Byron.
One takeaway from the day could be a commercial, halftime, the game, and bold prediction for the 2022 NFL season.
All right. Commercial. They didn't show this commercial, but if you go online, you see the new Doctor Strange 2 commercial. Well, trailer. And my goodness, man, you get to see something really, really fun that's coming up. And I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to let everybody check it out who hasn't checked it out. But that was one of the commercials that I really, well, it wasn't a commercial, but it should have been, that I really enjoyed. But a commercial that we did see was the new Jordan Peele commercial. A movie called Nope. Definitely want to check that out as well. But a takeaway from the game, Aaron Donald definitely deserved the Super Bowl. 8-time Pro Bowler. He might be retiring at the end of the year. And he I'm sorry, Cavante, if I took your thing, but
Byron did.
Byron did. Oh, okay. But it was great. But
it's not bold from you. You're a fan.
But my bold prediction is this for next year. The Ravens will be in the Super Bowl. That's a bold prediction. The revenge tour will lead us to the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna say if we're gonna win it or not, but I think we'll be there.
Well, Cavante, I'll go to you next.
Halftime show was one of the better halftime shows we've seen in recent memory. Commercials were cool for the most part. As we all saw, they were pushing a lot of electric vehicles. That's a big deal. Like, they're really trying to better this economy by trying to use less oil and gas and polluting the air and all that good stuff. So they're really pushing electricity vehicles. So that was interesting. And of course, Doritos and the chips commercials seem to be the big thing in commercials, Super Bowl commercials specifically.
That actually leads with the cars too, Cravante, if you think about it carefully. But I'm sorry. Continue.
No, you're right. And bold prediction: Russell Wilson to the Commanders.
Go ahead, Dre. I'll go to you next. I'll finish off with Shane.
Gotta say it right, Cavante. The Commandos.
No, that's inappropriate, D.
The Cobra Commandos.
Inappropriate.
Go ahead, Dre.
Takeaways. I'm gonna say I'm happy for right now the NFL. I think that, like I said, back-to-back seasons. You had Tampa Bay hosting the Super Bowl and winning it this year. You had the Rams hosting it and winning it. So I think that the NFL is sometimes, as my boy AJ may say, the fix is in, but I think sometimes also the stories can just align and speak for themselves. So I think that right now, especially with the halftime show, it was everything that the Rams did this season. I think that this was just a win, not only for the Rams, but I think for the NFL overall. And bold predictions. I don't think Tom Brady's done with football, y'all. I know he's retired, but I could just see Tom Brady coming back. I think that he went from saying he would be done at 45 to then he was saying that he could still do this up until he was 50. And Tom Brady didn't look bad at all in Tampa Bay. It looked like he didn't lose a step or nothing. So I could see Tom Brady coming back. I just don't know with who yet. But I think that Tom Brady makes a comeback for next season.
Shane, before you go, let me get your updates. How do people keep up with you, brother? Follow your great work and hear your takeaways.
Ladies and gentlemen, little do everybody realize the flex zone that is here in my house is actually sitting in the headquarters of my company called Underground Sports LLC. That is my own media company. So this is actually where everybody is sitting right now in my home. And you can follow me at the No BS No Holds Barred Sports Talk Show page on Facebook. You can follow me at shiz_29 on Instagram, insane Shane29 on Twitter, and then Shane Hector on Facebook. My takeaways, very simple. Hats off to Sean McVay. He got over the hump of being like Kyle Shanahan. He won the Super Bowl, period. I loved what I saw out of this man. That guy is he's just an offensive genius that I haven't seen in a long time. And it seems like a lot of those former Redskins head coaches, well, now Commanders head coaches, I mean coaching staff, that line that came from Jay Gruden, it just and the Mike Shanahans of the world, it just seems like they all are very successful at what they're doing. So hats off to Sean McVay, and I think that was my takeaway from the Super Bowl. One of the parts. Halftime was great. Never seen a halftime like that before in my life. Really great. Commercials, I guess we could have done without the commercials this year. But to Cavante's point, I never seen a lot of commercials pushing electric vehicles. That was a lot. It wasn't, and it was all like your big name companies, like Nissan, Kia, General Motors, like your big name, companies out there pushing electric vehicles. So I thought that, BMW. Well, BMW had the i8 for a while, but that's one of their luxury cars. But but now they're really pushing electric vehicles. I've never seen that before. So, bold prediction for the NFL season. This is going to be a very, very bold prediction. Highly bold, actually. I could see the New England Patriots make it to the AFC Championship, but losing.
Boom.
Hold up, wait. Time out. Make it and losing.
Because I can see Mac Jones progressing. I can see that he's definitely get better. The only reason why the New England Patriots lost this year is because they ran into Buffalo. They ran into Buffalo at a time where obviously the main issue with New England is they had no weapons, and that was very obvious, and it showed in that game. They had no weapons on offense, and then on defense, they just could not contain Josh Allen because everybody knows how to stop the Bills. It's literally Josh Allen or bust. If you stop Josh Allen, you stop the Buffalo Bills. It's literally that simple. But you have to stop him.
Okay, I see your point.
I figured we were going to get some Patriots love.
Or you can have Patrick Mahomes. That too. That too. Just going out there.
Dre, episode 331 in 2 weeks. What can they expect?
I'm sorry, repeat that for me, brother.
Episode 331 in 2 weeks. What can the people expect?
You're on mute, Dre.
Our next conversation, for our Sports and Blackness conversation, we're going to have Sean Yost actually a part of the conversation. We're going to talk about Baltimore sports. We're going to talk about the state of his team, the now Las Vegas Raiders, and that whole fiasco, and talk about also his take on the Brian Flores situation. So very good conversation ahead. Stay tuned, y'all. We really doing some work around here on the Flex Zone.
Make sure y'all tap in with Shane. Follow him on all social media and tap in with Underground Sports. And we'll have a lot more with Shane in the off season. Episode 331, not tomorrow, but next Monday in 2 weeks. And Rise, let people know how to keep up with us on social media.
Oh, please. If you haven't checked in, check us out on YouTube at the Flex Zone 1. On the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that channel. Or also, my good brother D came back today. Check out Die Sport Network as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for him as well. He's doing great basketball, high school work, and he has a lot more videos coming as well. But definitely the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell, because we're coming in with a lot of heat. Got a lot more stuff coming for y'all. Sean Yost is coming in 2 weeks. We're gonna have some other great guests coming as well. So please, definitely hit that link, and we're gonna keep hitting you with the bad mamma jammas.
And if you guys want to donate, hashtag the Flex Zone 1, the Flex Zone 1 at gmail.com. Guest ideas, part of the show. For Dre, D, Cravante, Shane, and of course, friend of the show, Shane. Thank y'all for watching, tuning in. Like the video, share, hit the bell for notifications, subscribe, and we gone. So 2 weeks from now, y'all. Enjoy your night.
Peace.
Yeah.
Hey,
Peace.
Go Team LeBron. Team LeBron.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And make sure you tap in with DSN as well. We gone,
Yeah,
y'all.
what I was saying. Yeah. We gone.